And then I saw a bird that was injured, and I didn't save it. But I saw him, he was injured. I was like, I can't. I've got to go inside.
What kind of bird?
Just like one of those little brown wrens or something.
What would you have done?
Picked it up, put it in a box with somewhere soft, and probably called that lady that I got in touch with for the squirrel.
How old was it? A hatchling? A fledgling?
No, it wasn't a baby. It looked like just a... It was little, but those little brown birds are little.
So you're saying it was an adult and it was injured, and it's a shame, but that's happening all around us at all times. I see pigeons without feet constantly.
Oh, I know. They're always losing their toes. They just are like walking on a stump.
Yeah, then they can't perch. So, that's not good for them.
Well, we've really done the pigeons dirty.
Did we? I don't know. I think we helped them out.
No, because they were domesticated. Because they were used for so long for like communication, and they were pets. So
allowed them to survive. Where were they going to just be living on cliffs? We built huge playgrounds for them.
That's the thing. So we domesticated them for so long, and then we changed how we communicated, and then we're like, we don't need pigeons anymore. And we're like, go be wild again. And they're like, we forgot how to be wild. That's why their nests are so sparse and terrible. Because they don't know how to make nests. They live with humans as pets for like, I forget, maybe like, I want to say like 20 years, but it might be more like a teen year or something. But in the wild, they live for like 6 years.
Well, there's a lot of competition.
No, but I'm saying, it's like if we were like, hey, dogs, I know we inbred you and domesticated you for 1,000 years or something or more, and now we're like, we don't like dogs anymore, go be wild. And they all just, some of them would make it, just like they'd be okay, I guess. But
well, again, I think it's very dependent on the city, meaning having cities. If these pigeons didn't have cities to live in, then it seems like they wouldn't live. Same for dogs. If we decided we're done with dogs as pets, but cities still existed, it would probably be an overpopulation problem because there'd be plenty of food for them.
Well, that happens in like all kinds of European countries. There's always those wild dogs.
I know. That's why I go to Greece, because I like to see the dogs roaming.
Yeah.
It's the main draw.
There was a dog in the airport when I was in Greece.
It's the main draw to me. Spain. Come see the wild dogs of Greece.
They're like sitting in cafes smoking. Hello.
So how much of a disservice is it, though? I mean, I guess you could argue quality of life. I don't know what the pigeons' quality of life is, but I feel as though if we didn't domesticate them and didn't have cities, then there wouldn't be so many pigeons. And most of these pigeons would have never been born. So what's the trade-off? But being born...
No, that's worse. It would have been a natural way for them to progress. But instead, we meddled with it, and then we changed our mind.
We gave them the gift of life. Beautiful.
The gift of life.
Beautiful, wonderful life. Not a curse by any means. Not a curse to suffer and to know that one day your end will come. I guess a pigeon isn't totally aware.
Wow, you're really talking about yourself. You're really putting all your stuff into that pigeon.
Now think about it. Would it have been better to not have been born at all? You wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have dealt with anything.
What are you talking about? They would still be born.
No, these pigeons wouldn't have been born because their populations wouldn't have been so big and they wouldn't have had so many places to live.
Why not? Listen, it's not like pigeons didn't live on cliffs and things before we built cities and before we domesticated them.
I'm just saying that there are many more places for them to live and places for them to thrive and eat garbage. And perch on window air conditioner units.
And make terrible nests and not live as long and get your little toes chopped off all the time. Or have those gnarled ones. They still have their toes, but they're like curled under always.
I guess the pigeon population isn't huge. There's only 260 to 400 million worldwide. I figured there'd be more.
In New York, if it was pigeons versus rats, who do you think would not like they would fight, but I mean, who would survive? the rats because they haven't been domesticated and they're clever and they know how to navigate the world because we didn't interfere. But the pigeons would be like, I forgot how to live in the wild.
They haven't completely forgot how to live in the wild. They do live on their own. Only 4 million, huh? 4 million in the city of New York, which they say is about the same as the rat. No, it's the same as the rat population. Well, there's this idea. It's like, oh, there's 8 million people, so these animals are smaller, so there must be, 3 times the amount of them as there are people. But it's always around 4 million. Wonder how many squirrels live here. Not that many.
Squirrels.
It can't be that many. Squirrel population in New York. Thanks for nothing. Are there a lot of squirrels in New York? All right, I'm not getting an answer, and I'm not going to waste the time.
Okay.
It's time to start the show. Let me pop open my delicious Fresca. Established 1966. Sparkling soda water, grapefruit, citrus, original.
I want you to start the music right when you clucked that. Start it.
Sorry, I'm holding it. I didn't have the music loaded up properly.
Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ. Sorry, I was savoring this delicious Fresca grapefruit citrus original sparkling soda water, established 1966. You like Fresca?
I used to love Fresca. Sorry, I'm distracted because my mom was FaceTiming me because I just texted her Happy Mother's Day, and I know that Ellie is with her. I'm going to FaceTime them real quick.
No, not now.
Yeah. It's Mother's Day.
Yeah, it can wait until after the show. I was in my Fresca pitch.
Oh, Fresca. Hold on a second. I got it. Hold on. Hello?
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all. I'm recording right now.
What's the theme or the topic?
That's Greg's question. That's Greg's next question. What's the topic?
Garage sale.
My mom always has ideas about what it should be.
What you want to do? Garage sales?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, happy Mother's Day.
Thanks, Boo. I love you.
Hey, Mom,
Oh,
before you go.
yeah?
This song I need to tell you.
That's our little joke.
And then you hang up?
Yeah. We'll get real serious. Like, oh, hold on, guys. I got something really important to tell you.
Who invented that?
What? Pete did. Pete started it.
It's a very...
It killed me the first time it happened.
Yeah,
Now we do it to each other all the time.
It feels like something that you would have done with your parents. So it fits right in, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's just generational comedy.
Generational goof.
Yeah.
Some
All right,
families
garage sales.
Some families have generational trauma. Others have generational goof. No, not garage sales. I think it could be an interesting topic. I just haven't been to garage sale in God knows how long, and I'm not prepared to talk about garage sales.
Well, then I'll do it.
No.
You suck. No.
I was trying to get a Fresca endorsement, and you fucked that one up.
No. Listen, if we can't get a Schweppes, Fresca ain't listening. Fresca's Canadian anyway.
No, I feel like Fresca needs the help because it's not as popular as it used to be. When I was like, maybe I'm making this up. When I was a kid, it seemed to be
I don't know
around.
anything about Fresca, Greg, so I'm not prepared to talk about Fresca.
That's fine. I'm not making it the topic. I'm just making a statement saying when I was a kid, it seemed to be around, but maybe it was just because it was in Jeremy Rose's garage all the time and we'd go play baseball.
No, I think it was. Do you think it came out when we were kids and that's why?
No, it's 66. If you listened to my pitch, you would have known established 1966.
I didn't care.
I said it twice.
Great.
So it didn't come out when we were kids. It was around for 20 years. They'll be reaching out. Don't you worry.
Okay.
So what are you going to do for Mother's Day? What if you What if you hadn't heard from your children? Would it have hurt your feelings?
If I what?
If you hadn't heard from your children on Mother's Day.
Oh. I wouldn't say it would hurt my feelings. I would more be like, hey, adults around them right now. The fuck? Make them call me.
So it's important that you receive the Mother's Day call.
Just acknowledgement. I mean, that's fine. So we're not celebrating Mother's Day today. It's a stupid time to celebrate it when it's on the day and like.
Why, you don't want to go fight for a table space?
Yeah, for a brunch.
At Checkers?
Checkers.
Not the fast food place.
Oh, like CHEQUER.
Yeah, there was a Checkers restaurant near Perimeter Mall that I used to.
Yes, that's right. I used to work over there at the W.
I used to valet park at that Checkers, and Mother's Day was like the biggest fucking day. The line of cars would spill out into the street, and it was a very difficult task. You couldn't park them all quickly, so you'd have to line them up. You kind of just pulled it up out of the way. You jump out, you go take care of the next person. You'd pull their car up, and then once everyone was inside and it slowed down, you park the cars. And one of the cars got stolen on a Mother's Day.
How did it get stolen?
Because we would just pull them up and they would stay running. And there was a back exit to
You
that.
left them running?
Yeah, you wouldn't take the keys out. There was a back exit to that parking lot, which usually was blocked off, but it wasn't. And somebody just, at some point, we didn't even see them do it. We just didn't. We didn't realize it until the person came out and asked for their car. We're like, what the fuck? It's missing. So somebody clearly just walked up, and I assume this has to be planned. It could have been something that was spur of the moment, but it feels like a strange thing. It's like, I'm just walking along, oh, look at these cars. I'm going to steal one now.
The casual criminal.
Totally feasible. That could have happened. Mm-hmm. But my idea is that they planned it a bit. Maybe they scouted a bit. They knew maybe it's too much work then, because on most days when it's not that busy, there's no way they could have stolen a car. So they would have had to think, oh, I need it to be a busy day. I know the way they operate. Then I'm going to take the car. So who fucking knows? The car ended up going missing. Doesn't need to be said that the person wasn't happy whose car was stolen. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with it. I was not the manager on site. But boy, did he get
Usually stuff
out.
Like that, though, people that are stealing. I mean, the fact that it was sort of probably premeditated like that might mean that they have more to do with a stolen car once they get the car. But typically when a car is stolen, people just ride it around, like fuck around. And then
I mean, what are you going to do with it? If you have...
Well, because it's not Grand Theft Auto. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't take it to a shop and get it painted, and then you, like, take it to your secret chop shop where the chop shop doesn't know. Like, but I'm saying, like, that's a whole infrastructure of crime that a lot of, like, just regular old people just getting into trouble who are also criminals, but not, like, career, sort of, like, professionals. You know, they don't have all that.
Yeah, so I was going to say, if you can make money off of a stolen car, you're obviously deep in it. You know where to take it. You know who's going to give you money for the parts. But it feels like a strange thing to just be walking along and then say, I'm going to go on a joyride now in this stolen car. But I know when your car was stolen, that's what the kids did. But it was kids who stole your car.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kids, not kids, but
it was kids.
Young
they were teenagers.
Men. I don't know if they were teenagers. I assumed that they were like, I don't know, late. Like, I don't think they were in high school. I'm sure they were out of high school. They were out at like 3 a.m, 4 a.m.
You don't think teens are out at 3 a.m?
I do, but I don't know. I just assumed they were a little bit older. Just like, you know, restless, no direction, nothing to do. Still fucking around.
Stealing a car and going for a joyride totally feels like a 16, 17-year-old thing to do.
No, but these people, so like in this neighborhood, there are people that come over and like try car handles and will like rummage through people's cars for whatever they can get from them. And I think that's what they did with my car, but then realized that you could start the car. And so because I left my key in it. because it was the fob and it was a push start. So I just left it in there because I'm an idiot. And so, yeah, they just got in and they realized it could run. And so they just took it.
And where did they find it?
Over in a neighborhood in Glen Burnie, near the airport, near BWI.
Was it in a ditch?
No, it was just parked. It was parked with some of the windows rolled down, and one of the neighbors called the police about it because it was an unusual car that they hadn't seen before, and the windows were rolled down, and they saw that there were like car seats in the back, and they're like, that's weird. And so yeah, she was like, "What's this about?"
Man, what a nosy neighbor. There was one time I was visiting a friend.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I mean, part of me feels like you were disappointed to get the car back because you were hoping for that payout.
I know, but it's such a pain. The car wasn't shitty enough for me to be like, I hope it never shows back up and I get money for it. It was a good car. It was a Kia. Yeah,
it was such a great car. One of my favorites. I loved it so much. It's like forgetting the name of your child.
No.
I don't know the Kia. I don't know the Kia models.
Me neither. What are you? What were you? A Kia? Oh, I feel so bad. Gigi, I'm sorry. I don't remember your real thing.
The Sorrento's the only thing I know. It's an SUV. It doesn't matter what it was.
Okay.
It was stolen. It came back. You were disappointed. Some nosy person saw it and like, what is this car doing here? This car doesn't belong here. And I was going to say that there was one time. I think it was a
Sorrento.
There was one time I was in Atlanta visiting one of my friends, and she has, at the time, had a younger kid, and the kid needed to go down for a nap. So it was like, if you show up now, it's going to rile her up and she's not going to go to sleep. So just hang out for like 15, 20 minutes. And I was already in the area. So I just parked in the neighborhood and was sitting there. And then the cops came. The cops showed up because some neighbor called the police on me because I was parked on the main road, not in someone's driveway. Sure, it was in front of someone's house. It was actually in front of a park that was there. I chose not to park in front of someone's house. And the cops came up. I'm like, what are you doing? And they fucking searched me. I mean,
they searched you?
I agreed. I was like, whatever. In that instance, I decided, I'm just sitting here. There's nothing going on. Let them fucking search me so they leave. Because if I'm like, no, I don't give you permission to do that, it's going to turn into a thing. It still felt fucking violating. And, I'm not telling this as a woe is me thing because ultimately it ended up, this was when I was borrowing Eric's car. Like this wasn't when I was borrowing it for good, but I was in town. I didn't have a car and I said, can I take your car? And they ran the plates like Eric Von Hessler. Regular guys? So I was like, yeah.
Like, did they ask you, why do you have his car?
I said before, it's like, yeah, I'm his friend. I'm borrowing his car. Like, they just like, oh, yeah. And then they started talking about the show.
Where's Steve?
One of them did not ask where's Steve, but it would have been very fitting. And I should have lied and said that he did ask that.
He's in the trunk. He's dead. I killed him.
Remember, he pulled like money he pulled a check out of my pocket. It's like, it was like a rent check. So it was when I was living in Atlanta. When I was living in someone's basement in Inwood Park. Is that the name of the neighborhood? I'm forgetting.
Inman Park.
I can't even remember the Atlanta names anymore. I've been gone for so long.
Oh, what a loser.
Inwood is I know, what a loser. Isn't that sad?
No, it's all right.
Inwood's in Manhattan. In is Atlanta, the first suburb. How could I forget Atlanta's first suburb?
In Man.
But anyway, I had a rent check. He's like, what's this for? A check for $650. I was like, yeah, it's not so strange to have a check in your pocket, I don't think. You know how they get? They always have these, everything is accusatory. Everything is so weird.
Right.
Wearing a belt, huh? Why do you need a belt?
Yeah, losing some weight. Need some help with your pants.
Where did you go? This is me now coming back into the country after going to Ireland. Where did you go? Oh, Ireland. Why would you go there? Why? What's going on? You're returning home? This is where you live? You live in New York, huh? Yes, I do live in New York. Who's this guy you're traveling with? hey, guy that you're traveling. What's up with that beard? How long did it take you to grow that beard? It's like, what the fuck are you all doing? Why can't you say?
How long did it take you to grow that beard?
Yes, because they try to trip you up. It's just they want to see if you're like they're gauging reaction so that they can contrast that against other reactions.
Right.
Because everyone's a fucking criminal to begin with. And we know that you're up to no good and it's up to us to catch you. Instead of saying, hey, did you have a good time? Welcome back. Welcome home. I know that traveling can be tiring. Hopefully it was a good time. Let me make this easy for you so you can get home. But instead, it's like, why are you here? To kill the country? Is that what you want to do? Huh? Like the United States, how you want to kill it? Fuck you. So anyway, I don't know how to move back from that story to what we were talking about before. Mother's Day, stolen cars in general, going out to eat on Mother's Day. Yes, terrible idea. So what is your plan for later in the week?
Well, I was going to take my mom. All she wants to do is like drink margaritas and have like Mexican food. So I'm like, yeah, let's do that. So I was going to take her, but then I realized that I've got the show in the evening, so I can't take her out.
Oh, fuck.
For
It
dinner.
ruins everything for you. It's like Jared can't go to Braves games now. He can't get there on time.
Yeah. It is odd. Like, it's crazy nice to be, when I don't have the kids, to just realize the night before work that you don't have to get up in the morning for work, you have all day to fuck around, and that's really nice and that's cool. You can get a lot done. But then there are some other things like when I do have the kids, like it sucks. I can't have dinner with them.
It'd be better if it were 3 to 6, right? It's not, so it doesn't matter. And this is pointless conversation.
Because 6, I could jump out and have at least sit down with them. I could push them to 7:00.
Hey, you're getting into my territory. Soon they'll be eating at 10 p.m.
It's just too late for them. I would need to like feed them when they get out of school at 3:00. They get out at 2:30. But like feed them. Yeah. Feed me. And then for them to wait until 7.
Yeah, 6
and
o'clock.
then after
6
that,
o'clock,
like
and
it'd be
say,
like, okay, now it's time for get ready for bed. Right after that, so it's an odd time, and then I can't take anybody out to dinner.
do you do the podcast 30 every day when you have the kids? You have been, I guess, but
No, I have not.
Oh, you haven't been there.
Absolutely not. I will not do it when I have the kids. I feel a little guilty about it.
No, that's
but I'm like,
because
no.
it's a whole other hour. You don't start. It ends at like 7:45 at that point. 7:50.
And then the kids I get the kids ready for bed by 8:15. We're not really in bed until like 9, like settled until like 9:15, 9:30. But
So you can't take your mom out now, you're saying, because she goes, what time's your mom go to bed?
it's not really what time she goes to bed, but she doesn't want to eat at 7.
What time she want to eat? 5?
Yeah, they eat at 5.
So
My mom starts dinner at 5. They eat at 5:30.
couldn't you push her to like 6:30 and then leave the show early one day?
I could. I just was saying I'll do it next weekend or the weekend after that. Something.
I mean, that's nice too, but it's a shame that you can't go out and just have some
Yeah.
booze
That'd be
and
nice.
cheese dip with jalapenos or without.
Without for her. She can't handle anything spicy.
Yeah, well, we should pose that to the listeners. Do you like your cheese dip with jalapenos or without? Give us a call now, 404-741.
Is that what's happening on the other?
No, that's not commentary on anything.
I'm just curious. I'm not telling you if there's commentary. I'm asking the questions.
I would not know.
Mhm.
I would not know. And that's
I love all the talk where it's like people like Jared, how he just like presses the gas when he talks sometimes. He doesn't really say anything. People are loving the new times. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, it's empty. It's fucking empty platitudes.
Bless his sweet little heart. I feel bad, but
I don't know where that
sometimes he
comes
just
from.
says stuff.
I don't.
There was one time we were going into the break, and I don't know what Jared said. Jared just like I said, he just pressed the gas and just stuff came out of his mouth. I don't know what he said, and I texted Tim, and I was like, "What did he even just say?" I have no idea. It was just words. mixed together into a pleasant tone.
I don't know where it comes from.
I don't either.
It's like, just say things. Say the things that all the other radio stations say about number one favorite amongst listeners, doing so well. Everyone is just loving it. It's like,
well, and how sometimes when he brings things up when it's an article, he's like, well, I know, Tim's really interested in this. Grass in people's lawns have been dying. It's like, what?
Well, instead of owning it yourself, it's like a way to force someone else into the conversation. It's like, you're really interested in this. No, I'm not. But now I have to talk about it. Thanks. Thanks for setting it up.
It's odd because, I don't know, it just feels so inauthentic and it's hard to move. It's hard to go with, it's hard to engage with that because even though we are silly and we're not like so serious or even so honest on the radio show, but we're just not that radio-y, I guess. And so when he talks like that, I just laugh. Like, what are you doing?
I liked when he did a tease for me the other day and told me what story I was going to be doing next.
You hated that.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to do that story.
You're like, I guess I have to do this.
I decided not to do that story. Anyway,
right.
It's getting too into the weeds of the radio show. I know people enjoy that. I know people enjoy it. If the numbers, the downloads of this show that what people like. So when we talk about the other show, but I was still curious about your plans. Like you talked about going up with your mom.
Yeah, so I'm going to take my mom out. My kids gave me some little things that they got that they made from school. Ellie made this really cute little shrinky dink. Do you know what shrinky dinks are?
No.
It's something that starts out bigger. It's made from a special material and you put it in the oven and it shrinks to a tiny size and it stays its shape. While it's in the oven, it looks really scary because it gets all like curled up and scary and you have to like trust that it will get, back to its regular shape. Anyway, so it's this like little piece of notebook paper, except it's shrinky dink. So it's plasticky and thick. And she wrote down, it was like an ingredient card of, what makes a good mom. And it's like a tablespoon of kisses and a teaspoon of hugs and love and, but it's so cute. I just like that it's real tiny and written in her little handwriting and stuff. That was cute. And then Pete gave me, he filled out one of those things where it's like, how old is your mom? Well, like, what's your mom's name? Okay, Autumn. How old is your mom? He wrote 24.
Man, when he finds out the truth, he's thinking 24
40.
is old. Yeah, it's going to blow his mind. He's like, holy shit. Ancient.
You know how you make fun of me for if I say something was embarrassing or something, or if I do something that sounds fun, you're like, oh, I bet you loved that. I'm like, no, I didn't love it. It was just at work, at the yacht club, I love when people find out how old I am because they're always surprised.
Makes you feel good because
it does.
Yeah, because you've still got it.
Well, and I feel two ways about it. One, I feel like, yeah, I'm still cute. Like I still look good, which I do. And then two, I think, oh, is it because I act so silly? Like,
yeah,
is it actually
and because you're serving maybe too. And then
that too. Yeah, you don't expect a fucking old hag to be a waitress.
So you act like a child and you look like a child, and then they find out, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I am not as old, as young as you think. That's great for me because I clearly don't exude old. And then the next thing on their face that you can see though is sadness because they think, oh,
don't make this shitty.
She's serving me at the yacht club. When I was 40.
Oh, I'm not talking about the people I'm serving. I talk about the people I work with.
Oh, okay. Well, still, even that, though, because then you're working with kids. And like, when I'm that age, there's no way I'm going to be working here. And then you say, you know what?
Them on the radio.
Yeah, then you pull up the WSB site. You're like, yeah, well, look at this shit. And they're like, radio? You really are fucking old.
That thing in the car that I don't know how to do?
Yeah. And then you say, oh, and that's the end of it.
No, I mostly I'm fine with how I act. I feel like I have the most fun at work. And I also
Are you working today, by the way?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to make so much money tonight.
Yeah, because I know I just saw this. Restaurants are apparently Mother's Day is the busiest day for restaurants, like all year.
And it's beautiful here today, so it's going to be like insane.
I guess that makes sense. Like again, I'm not. We established restaurants are busy while we're really digging down and doing the investigative journalism. But I was just surprised that out of all the days, it is actually the busiest. I didn't know. I thought maybe, but it makes sense. What other day would it be? Maybe Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I bet you Thanksgiving is up there.
Yeah, but not the busiest.
Not the busiest. I just mean like in the list, I bet.
Because most people aren't going out. Yeah. I know that they're people. What holiday do you think is the busiest for restaurants? Give us a call and let us know.
Oh, Greg, people are loving stuff like that. Yeah.
So anyway, you're going to be working tonight. You'll make a shitload of money. What do you think you're going to make? Excited. $400, $500, $600?
No, I never like to go in with a premeditated. No, an expectation of how much money I'm going to make because, it's just a bad way to do it. I just go in and I mostly just try and have fun and then do a good job.
You should really lean into that. I'm a mom and I'm not with my kids today because I'm here serving you.
Oh my God. People put, not here, but at other jobs, they put pictures of their kids in their server book so that when they like unfold the book and member or guests see.
I'd be pissed. I'd say, what are you doing? You trying to manipulate me? You're getting less of a tip now.
Like, oh yeah, that's my son. I haven't seen him in a couple of years, but I'm getting back on my feet,
and I would be so fucking offended. You think I'm an idiot? Do you think that I'm a fucking moron? As much as you try to pass it off as just a passive thing. Oh no, I just like to do that there because I leave that picture there because I love them.
It reminds me of why I do this job.
I'd say you get nothing. I'm going to give you half the tip and I'm going to spit on the money. You're not going to know.
That is really intense reaction.
Spitting on the money.
Yeah.
It's insulting.
Yeah.
I like you should, here's what you should do. You should have you need to text them because it's hard for them to know when you get a new table. So you text Ellie, for example, and you say, now. And then she FaceTimes, and as you're at the table, you're like, oh, excuse me, it's my daughter. She's FaceTiming me for Mother's Day. That way it seems a little more organic.
Every table.
Yeah. It seems a little more organic until like one of the people gets up to go to the bathroom and sees you doing the same thing at another table.
Yeah, she's like, Mom, where are you? Oh, baby, I had to work. I'm sorry.
I care so much about you, and I need to feed you and clothe you. And that's why I work 2 jobs.
That's right. That's how mommy affords your medicine.
That's why I work 3 jobs. You do trivia. So
I do. I know.
People don't need to know what the jobs are, but you can just put it out there. I work 3 jobs.
But yeah, good idea. That's why mommy works so hard. That's why mommy never sees you, so I can put clothes on your back.
See, there's an art to manipulation. This is what people, they're too heavy-handed with it quite often.
Well, don't you think this is pretty heavy-handed?
Yes. in planning it is, but in execution, it could be much subtler.
Right. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't really, like, if we were really going to plan something diabolical, I would never be like, that's why mommy works so much, baby. Like, oh, hey, baby, thank you so much. I miss you so much. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow, and I'm like, okay, I have to go. Mommy's working. Bye. I love you. I love you too. Bye. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry about that.
So you wouldn't even say that. You don't even call attention to it. You get the FaceTime call. You act.
Well, because you're taking a phone call at a table. You got to acknowledge it.
Well, I think you don't even acknowledge, it rings. You don't even have to answer is what you do. It rings. And then you just say, oh, and you forward it. You end the call, whatever the fuck it is you do with a FaceTime call. And you apologize. And you just make it so that they can see that it's your daughter calling. Like, so.
Well, I should say like, oh, my daughter's calling.
No, I think you go up to the table and you put your phone down for whatever reason. Face up.
We can't do this in a fantasy world. We have to do it in real life.
So when it rings, they see, and it just says daughter.
Daughter.
And then you say, oh, excuse me. And then they just, look, these people, they can put it together themselves. Oh, she has a daughter. oh, it's Mother's Day. Oh, she's here working. Let's take care of her. The moment you say something about it, you call attention to it, you've gone too far. You've got to be very subtle, the art of manipulation. And sometimes, in this instance, you have to find a way to execute quickly. But in instances where something doesn't have to be done, there's no immediacy. Take it from an expert, me. The long play. You just take your time, patience. That's how I feel at work, that I'm a really good manipulator. And it's a bit unassuming. People don't know what I'm doing. And by the time they figure it out, I'm long gone. They have no, what the fuck happened? That guy really pulled one over on us. It's like I have this idea of me as a manager. Some people become managers so they can advocate for the company. I feel like people get in and they get that power, and like the company has empowered me to look out for its best interest, and that's what I'm going to do. So don't you try to fuck over the company. And I'm a person who has gotten into management to advocate for the people who work on my team. And so I'm maneuvering, swimming through the back channels, doing things to undermine the company in subtle little ways, getting the people on my team the things that they need and the recognition and the money they deserve. So there's a difference. I'm good.
That's nice.
The art of manipulation. I'm going to write a whole book.
Okay. You should.
Let's hope my manager doesn't listen.
Well, I mean, you're not screwing over the company and like...
No, there's nothing illegal happening.
Yeah, you're just...
It's just you're amongst a group of people who are like, yeah, we're all here and they're all down there. And I say, I'm really one of them, not one of you. And then it goes from there.
Well, people love what you do, Gray. I mean, you're doing such a great job. I mean, what you're doing over there, I mean, it's just, I'm impressed personally.
There's nothing to be impressed about. None of the work matters. Most work people do doesn't matter. You could get rid of them. You could get rid of their jobs. You could get rid of the company. The world doesn't fucking change. In most instances, it would change for the better. Like Disney World, people, oh, it's making people happy. Oh, wow, Disney in general, bringing smile. You get rid of Disney, most likely the world's a better place, but nothing really changes. Maybe some people have memories of Disney or they liked Disney, but once they die, nobody else knows that Disney was there. They read about it and like, who fucking cares?
There was a lot of cool science when we went to like Epcot.
Yeah, what did it cost you? What did that cool science cost you?
Well, I don't know. It was my parents did it when I was in 4th grade. But yeah, Ellie kids want to go to Disney World at some point. And I just think like, I feel like that sounds like a real pain in the ass. And to spend so much money to like have to do that thing where you like, oh, you got to get to the park and you got to figure and you got to walk. I honestly feel like I hate the idea of cruises, but I would go on a Disney cruise if I was going to do Disney at all. Because then there's not like a billion jillion miles to walk in a day where you're sweating and you've gotten sunburn and you're exhausted and you have to spend $1 bajillion to like eat lunch. But on a Disney cruise, it's like made for the kids. So the kids have stuff to do. And then you can just kind of chill, you just like walk around. I don't know. It seems like that's the best way to sort of, it's like a Disney hack.
Until you try to go to the pool and there's no room in the pool and everyone's just standing there in their one little spot of water. Like, this is my spot. I can't do anything. I don't know if that's a Disney cruise in particular.
I don't know. You might be thinking of like Carnival.
Just cruises in general.
Which is the Walmart of cruises, apparently.
I think they get packed. And Carnival's the party boat, right? So you're going to have a lot of frat dudes on it.
Oh, it's not the party one. It's the Walmart. It's like the shittiest. It's the cheapest and it's like the worst people.
Yeah, well, I thought in general Carnival, it's like, come here and party. It's right there in the name. Yeah, it's have a good
Carnival.
Norwegian. You're not going to expect to go have a blast. You're like, I don't know. I'm going to sit around. What else is there to do?
Norwegian. Look at the fjords.
Well, you'll be at Disney World before you know it. Mama.
I don't want to spend $4,000 on a vacation where I'm miserable.
Mama, look over here. The skeleton man from that movie. Mama. Encanto.
Jack Skellington?
No, Encanto or whatever it was.
Not Encanto.
Yeah, there was a skeleton man in that movie.
Not Encanto.
When did-
Encanto's the one about with like Bruno.
Oh, Coco.
Coco, that's right. I won't watch Coco because I hear it's so sad.
The skeleton man. He's around Disney. People love him. And you're going to have Groot now. Groot will be
Oh God, I forgot that they're all Disney too.
around Disney. Mama, look over here. Mama.
Well, they do it now. So what's the difference?
That's where
Mom? You just said, like, we're in the middle of talking, right? I mean, like, in the car. I'm like, so, habba-dee-ba-doo, yeah, you too. And then
Mama.
we're talking. Yeah, and then in the middle, like, Mom, I'm like, what? I'm here. Like, we're still talking. Mom? Bitch, what? I love you.
Yeah.
I love you too.
No, don't fall for it.
Yeah, talk about masters of manipulation. You should co-author it with my kids or with any kid.
Well, that's a big part of manipulation. You get a person who you know that even if they catch you manipulating them, they're not going to do anything about it because they're going to feel guilty because you've been so good at manipulating them. You put them in a spot where if they call you out, they feel like they're wrong. That's.
Oh my God. Can you tell? I have to tell you, that is the relationship with my dad. That is the relationship with my dad. If I feel like I don't complain to him, but if I'm complaining about it, you have this other part of your brain where it's like, well, what has he really done? Like he's never, he didn't abandon me. He didn't, he's always very generous. He's not mean to you, whatever. But it's the if you skim the surface of him and our relationship, it's like there is nothing to worry about. But that's all there is this, like the pudding skin on the top. That's it. There's nothing else.
Well, he's taking the time over life. And I wonder, he's probably never even thought consciously about that, like the dynamic. And you saying that what I just said is pretty much your dynamic in that kind of manipulation. That's just something that comes up. It's a result, a coincidence in a way. It's like he's just kind of maneuvered and positioned himself into spots where he's most comfortable, and that's what was born out of it.
Well, it was interesting. So I was talking to my mom about it, and she was saying that she was describing the relationship that he had with his mom when his mom was still alive. That like it was mostly my mom and his mom that would like sit and talk and like visit and stuff, because he would just go into the other room and like watch TV. And like she would every once in a while, the mom would come up and like, I was like, was there any affection, like any sort of intimacy? And he was like, she said, yeah. I mean, like sometimes his mom would like come up and like give him a hug from behind, like when he's sitting in a chair or something, and he would be like, nah, like not really into it. So even with his own mom, there wasn't a sort of deeper relationship. It's the same with his son, with my half brother. Like there's no interest or no ability to have anything deeper. And
has your half brother tried? Does he reach out?
What's that?
Did your half brother reach out? Did he try to have a relationship?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think that my brother's the same way. He's like kind of, I don't know him that well. So, but he seems, I don't know, a little disconnected, just like I was and my dad. But recently my dad gave me a gift. He gave me this necklace, and in the box, it was like, it had a little note that was written by the person, not by him, about, daughter, like what it means to have you as a daughter. And when I got it, I was like, oh, because I instantly thought, now I have to perform, because and even my mom was like, he's going to want a phone call.
Yeah, because he did a thing. For him, that was difficult.
He didn't even give it to me. So he gave it to my mom to give it to me. And she was like, don't you want to give it to her? And he was like, no, you can give it to her. Because she was bringing the kids over. So she handed it to me. And then she came in the house because we're looking for stuff for a garage sale because she's having a garage sale. That's why she wanted that to be the topic. And then Dad called her, and she was like, "See, he wants you to call him." I was like, "Okay." So we talked, but I was like, "God, thank you so much. Thank you. It's really beautiful." Blah blah. And he was like, "Yeah, what I really liked about it was the note inside." I was like, "Yeah, it was nice."
Maybe he's trying to express. He's incapable of doing it. This is why cards exist in the first place, because so many people have zero ability to express anything. And then they read something and like, oh my God, that's very impactful. Like you read it, I read it. It's like, what the fuck? This is empty. This is fucking generic. And if I give it to you, it doesn't mean anything because somebody else is also giving it to someone they care about. This is dumb.
I didn't even think about there being a second one, the exact same thing.
I mean, this is always my argument with things like Valentine's Day. It's like, it doesn't mean anything because this person next to you who's a loser is doing the same thing. So, and even with Mother's Day, sure, take the time, recognize your mom, thank her for fucking you up, for instilling strange pathologies and bad coping mechanisms. I really appreciate you, but this is why the card goes out. It's like, I don't know what to say to you, Mom. So here's a card, and I read it, and I thought, man, this really kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
So maybe with your dad reading this, it's something, and he's like, oh yeah, that's what I'd like to say.
Well, and that's the thing. It's and that's the part where it's like, if I complain, I feel terrible because, like, why would you complain? He tried. He's trying, but he's not really trying. Like, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't. It means it's not about me. This wasn't for me. This was for him to feel something. It wasn't for me to feel something.
Which is fair too. I mean, it's something. If it's something for him, it's still something he wants, and it's something that he can only get through a relationship with you.
But that puts me in a spot where I have to give him what he wants instead of this is supposed to be.
Oh, I hear you.
Me.
I hear. Yeah. I'm not arguing that, and I'm not saying that it's not shitty to deal with. It's like, hey, I'm doing something for you. Just kidding. It's for me, and now
it's absolutely
I've put you in a spot. This is why I hate gifts in the first place, even when people aren't doing that. It's always performative. When you open it in front of the person, you're like, oh, I gotta, even like if they aren't doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I gotta make sure that you know that I appreciate it, and more than likely I'm not gonna like whatever it is. But now I have to act.
That's your neuroses, though, because I feel like you can get to a place where you're like, I trust this person isn't doing this for them. It is actually something that they think for me. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, there's certainly people in my life who can get me gifts, and I can really appreciate what the gifts are. And then it's a whole other thing. Then I feel like I don't deserve it. And this is too nice. Like even, Christina getting me the Sewer Face wallet for my birthday.
I don't know that. What is that?
There's a home video where I have this wallet that says Sewer Face, and I'm like shoving it in the camera, and like it has this ball of goo and slime that's got a face on it. Cool. I was shoving it in the camera. I was making fun of kids like mom. I'm like dad, daddy, dad, daddy. Dad, what does it say? What does it say? What does it say? And he finally pays attention. He's like Sewer Face, and then she found the Sewer Face wallet. Like,
oh my God, that's amazing.
On eBay. So yeah, like to me, it's like, am I going to use that wallet? No. But to me, a gift like that has a lot more meaning because I'm sentimental and it's thoughtful. And, I think I actually put it in a drawer, which then Christine asked, like, why'd you put it in the drawer? I was like, well, it's no reason. Not that I don't want to display it.
I know. What can you do? You can like mount it in like a shadow box or something.
I can only display so much, and I got a lot of weird things on display. But, I was really appreciative of that. Dad, daddy, dad, ma. That mom comes from babies saying ma, like when they're really small, the first things they say. That's
why a lot of in many different languages
mom is very similar.
It's the first noise.
Ma, da, 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 da. Same thing.
First noise that babies can make. See, look, the mother was put first.
Well, listen, wait, really quick. I just want to say really quick, I was thinking, so I talked about this with my mom because I was like, I cannot, like, this was all up in my head, swirling around like a blender.
How was the thing itself, not the note?
The necklace?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Would you wear it?
It's a little like chunky.
Oh, it's like an Italian Figaro, a big one.
No, it's an Italian horn.
It's like a gangster.
No, it's
cool Figaro.
it's like you know, like if a spider dies and its legs curl up.
Yeah, because I smashed
It's
one
like
the
that.
other day and its legs still curled up.
Oh, so it's kind of like that, where the legs have like little diamonds on it, and then the center there's like a diamond. I'm sure it's not. I mean, it's not real, but
All right, so
which I don't care.
So you talked to him though. I know you were
No,
talking
I did
to your
not.
mom.
I talked to my mom.
But I thought he said to you that the note. I really thought the note was nice.
Oh yeah, and again, it was like what he liked about the note. I'm like, yeah.
What did the note say?
I threw it away because I couldn't stop. It was like mocking me. You know, it was like staring at me every time I saw it. You know, it was like,
Was it long?
daughter. It was 3 sentences, but it was on a little square card. You know, so it would say like daughter, and then it had like a little block of text, a block of text, a block of text.
Was it one of those
each little
things
block said something kind.
where it tries to give you the definition of daughter? Like somebody thought they were clever. Daughter, person, connected on, level, unbeknownst to others, universal, language. Like just.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Like if Jared wrote a little card.
And like, did you keep going back to Jared?
Well, just and bless him.
Okay.
But what I was telling my mom was like, you know what I kind of wanted to do is what he did with me with that electric blanket. Just like, just give it back to him. Like, it's not really for me. No explanation. There you go. I don't want it.
Wait, what happened there?
You remember the electric blanket I got for my dad for Christmas? Did I not talk about this with you or on the show?
I don't want to say yes or no because maybe you did, then I don't remember, and then I come off as a bad.
Okay, well, it's not long. It's really quick. So one of the first gifts that I got for anyone during Christmas this last year was this electric heating blanket that I got, and it was like that, like black and red, like lumberjack pattern or whatever that's called. And my dad is always cold, and I was like, oh my God, it's the best gift. Like I was so excited because I felt like it was utilitarian and it was soft, and I thought he was gonna, I figured he'd love it. You know, I felt like it was a perfect gift for him, because it's hard to get him anything, you know. So anyway, I gave it to him, and he was excited about it. And then a week or 2 later, it was sitting by the front door at his house, at their house, and I thought, oh, maybe it's broken, because I also got one for Ellie because she was so excited about his gift. So I got one for her too, but hers stopped working for some reason. So I returned it. And I thought, oh, did it break? Like, what's happening? And he was like, no, it just wasn't for me. He's like, you can return it. I was like, oh.
It was sitting outside?
No, I was sitting by the door, like in the front,
Okay.
like before you walk out.
I had the idea of it sitting outside.
Just outside.
It's like, get this
but I
out
was
of
like,
here.
what? I was like, what do you mean? He was like, nah, I don't know. Just not for me. Okay. And then again, I was like conflicted because I thought, well, I don't want to give someone a gift that they don't want. Like, I don't want them to keep it just out of politeness or etiquette or something. But it could have been handled so differently. And oh, he told my mom, like my mom says she got the impression that it was difficult for him to work when it's just this like one rubber little pad that has a button for on, a button for warmer. I mean, it's the same button, the on button, warmer, warmest, and off, right? And she told me that she thought that he was telling her that like I can't figure it out and like he's old and like is confused or something. And I was like, he runs a fucking online eBay business, and he can do all that and the taxes for that and figure all like the shipping and the printing and all that, and like he can't.
That's what you
out
think until the IRS comes and arrests him. Like, oh, I guess not.
Then, so yeah, and I was like, so again, like I said, I was conflicted because I thought, well, I don't want somebody to keep something just because they don't want to hurt my feelings, but it could have been approached so differently. Like he could have said thank you. It's just, can we figure out something else? Like it's not really working for me, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like he could have was just like, no, just on the floor. No, I don't want it. And yeah, that really, really hurt my feelings. And I knew that it was something so small, but it meant something so big, So then when I got this, this necklace, it just makes me want to I feel a little resentful, I guess.
You should put it by the door. You should put it by the door.
Yeah. Just on the floor, just a pile. No, I don't want it. You can return it.
Not for me.
Yeah, not for me.
How much do you think it cost?
I have no idea.
Why did he buy it? Did he set out to buy it? Was he thinking about buying you something, or was it a thing where you think he was just, I don't know if it was online or in a store, but he was just saw it and impulse purchase?
I don't know. I really don't know where he got it. Oh, but there's a lot of, okay, look, here's another. So I just searched it. To my beautiful daughter, someday when the pages of my life end, I will know. I know that you will be one of the most beautiful chapters. Always keep me in your heart, for you are always mine. Nothing
there you
and
go.
no one, not even time, will ever change that. Just like
there. You tell me that he constantly thinks he's dying or he's about to die.
Yeah.
So now it makes even more sense.
It. Oh my God! Hold on a second. I found it.
Was that not what you read me? Was not actually what he?
No, I just found a random one. Okay, so this says I found it. Hold on.
Come on.
Wait, I closed my eyes. Wait, are there different ones? Okay, this. Oh God. Okay, I closed my eyes for but a moment, and suddenly a woman stood where a girl used to be. If I could give you one thing in life, I would give you the ability to see yourself through my eyes, your beauty and kindness, how happy you make me, and how proud I am of you. Perhaps then you would realize how special you are to me. I love you now and forever. And then another part says, I may not carry you now in my arms, but I will always carry you in my heart. It says, to my amazing daughter. This is a website. I don't know what this website is, but just when I Googled like daughter necklace, this website, I found the first one and it says $3.98.
No.
Yes. It can't be the right way. It can't be.
Now I regret going down this path. I totally regret it.
He couldn't have. Hold on. Oh, wait, there's another one. Okay, phew, there's another one that's like $50.
$3. Well, what you just read is totally different than the one that's like, I am dying when I am dead.
Oh, this is the real one. I found it. Never forget that I love you forever. I hope you believe in yourself as much as I believe in you. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember whose daughter you are and straighten your crown. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. I can't promise to be here for the rest of your life. I promise to love you for the rest of mine. Love, Dad. Mom and I sometimes make plans for our future, like Dad's dying any day. And I'm like, I have to remind her, like, he's not dying. He could be here for another 20 years. We don't know.
Well, I think when you're around a person who's constantly saying it's here, it's coming.
Yeah. We start thinking, but we can't plan that way.
Maybe you should plan. You should always have a plan.
Well, I mean, we have an idea, but we can't, but you start talking about it like it's going to happen. And like you start making, it's like, no, it's not happening yet. At least he spent $50.
Not $3.80. Mother's Day conversation turns into your issues with your dad.
I know. Well, what actually was nice, if we want to bring it back to Mother's Day really quickly, I was feeling such a certain way about it. And like I said, it was just swirling around in my brain. I couldn't handle anything. So I called my mom. We talked about it. And, she empathized with me and talked about, her experiences with him and then, her life and then my life and all this stuff. And we, I'm crying and it really, it brings us closer together because it makes me realize like yeah, Dad and I don't argue. We don't get into any, like, I'm not annoyed by him, by his act, like by anything he does, because I'm not really around him. But I do get annoyed with my mom, and I do sort of, we have like a little spat or something, but at least we have a relationship, like
being annoyed is normal.
Yeah, it's normal. It's absolutely normal. But I always felt like that was something's wrong, But no, that's just normal. And
you interact with anyone on any regular basis, you're going to be annoyed with them.
Right. But like I said, I felt like that was something wrong, and I would feel guilty for being mad at her or annoyed. And no, that's just normal. And it was, I just was telling her, like, I'm so happy that we have this, because even though it's not perfect, it's something.
What is perfect? I'm not going to have
nothing.
Anything that's perfect. And you can take her out for her margs and chips without jalapenos and contribute to the $31 billion that's spent on Mother's Day because people have fallen into the trap, which, did you know, originally Mother's Day was supposed to be Mother's Friendship Day, where mothers were just supposed to be friends with each other after the Civil War, and both sides could come together.
Really?
It's like, my son fought for the Confederate States of America. It's like, my son was
son.
And it's like, well, we should still be friends no matter what. And then it became a capitalistic money grab. It's like, well, you love your mom? Well, you better show it by spending fucking money.
Yeah.
Turn out your pockets, empty them, pull out your wallets. Thanks, Woodrow Wilson. Signed it into law. That Mother's Day is a law.
Well, just because it's an official holiday, right? Not like it's not a law.
They signed it into law, 1914.
What does that mean?
It's exactly what you said. It's official now. But
okay.
I think by signing it into law, it's like you override the states, since it's supposed to be states' rights. And you're like, no, you all, the country is here with Mother's Day. And then who knows with Father's Day? Just probably some. Did anyone care? I can't imagine dads out there saying, "But what about me?" I think it was just people saying, it's another opportunity to make a lot of money. So,
well, I mean, other countries have like Children's Day.
Well, that's dumb too. It's much time.
Every
and
day
energy.
is Children's Day.
Yeah, it's much time and energy and sanity you spend on children. Mm-hmm. They don't deserve a special day.
I know, especially these days. It feels like every day is a special day.
It's like, shut up. Well, I guess I'll call my mom. That'll be the extent of it. I don't send cards. For a person, this is more so my dad. And then we'll wrap this up. Okay. But he's big into cards. Not a sentimental person. We'll throw every fucking thing away. But cards mean something to him.
Interesting.
And despite that, you get him a card. Then you ask him where it is. Like, well, I got rid of it. It's like, well, I don't understand any of this. And to me, on the flip, I could get you something nice and thoughtful that proves that I care and I put some effort in. Not a fucking card, as we've already established, has some generic assholes words on it that the dad 3 doors down, where the worst band in the world also lives, is getting the same thing. But he likes it. But this is where I don't ever get cards. I'm not getting cards. I refuse to get cards. And I didn't send my mom a card. I guess I could have sent flowers. But then I think about how flowers, they jack the price up because they know everyone's doing it on this day. It's like, I'm not spending that extra money. You gouging me. I was going to the airport the other day to fly to Des Moines. Uber, $100. $100 fucking dollars. This isn't even my money. I was spending the company's money in this instance. It didn't matter. The principle of it is like, fuck you.
Wow.
$100.
That's what it's like now.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Uber and Lyft, I guess, have sort of moved in the direction of Airbnb.
Oh, yeah. They destroyed the market that existed before it with their cheap prices. This was their plan. Brilliant. Great. Good for them. They did it. And then they jacked the prices. Remember when there was no tipping with Uber? It's like, don't worry about tipping. You don't have to worry. It's all built in. And sure, they weren't paying them fairly. And I'm not trying to defend Uber, the company itself.
Right.
But it's like $100. And I know the drivers don't set that rate, but it's like whatever your algorithm is, you should fucking be ashamed. $100. Like there are people who don't have that much money who need to still get to the airport.
Right.
And it's
then
also
there's no other infrastructure for them to get to the airport.
Yeah, it's also so arbitrary because what I ended up doing is like, granted, I had to walk 6 blocks, but I walked 6 blocks and I got it down to $60. Only $60.
You should send your dad a
wild.
Father's Day card that says the actual definition.
Just father.
It says a man in relation to his child or children. Love you.
Maybe I will. The last card I ever sent was to my mom, and it said, "Thank you for not having." It was on Mother's Day. I said, "Thank you for not having an abortion." She didn't like it. She didn't.
Did you say she didn't like it?
No, she hated it. She's like, "How dare you?" I think some of that's because when she got pregnant, her older sister's like, "You're young. You guys just got married."
Yeah.
Actually, they weren't even married yet. They got married. They were engaged, but
right.
I was conceived before they were even married. It's like, you should take some time. And I think she was pushing my mom to have an abortion. And so
Damn.
I think it stirred something for her. And I said, I would have known. I wouldn't have cared. It's hard. Like it's hard to say or easy, whatever the fuck it is. It's you look back now and it's like, that would have been awful. But in the moment, nobody would have known. You wouldn't have known me.
Nope.
You would have been fine.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day to anybody who's a mother. And even if you're not a mother, whatever. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, what about people who don't have mothers? We should get rid of Mother's Day because we don't want to make people feel bad. Everything we do these days have to make sure that we don't.
People who have strained relationships with their mothers.
Yeah, we don't need to
feel
exclude.
Pressure to call them.
I don't want to exclude anyone, so we shouldn't even be celebrating this anymore.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous that it even exists.
Yeah. Whatever mother means to you. Maybe you're like, mother, like RuPaul.
Mother Nature.
Happy Mother's Day.
I'll show gratitude to my mother, Nature, by littering today.
Yeah. I'm going to show gratitude to Mother Nature by shitting in the woods and giving back to nature. Hey, you are, mother.
All right, on that note, we're running out of music, I'm sure.